Welcome to another session of IBA Quantitative Car Test Preparations, and I am your instructor Sannoor Ali. We have been going across a lot of topics from the very beginning. Now we will cover some of the past papers because I hope that that's the main thing that can make you prepare for the upcoming test. Many people and many of my colleagues often try not to use a lot of practice material, but in this series of lectures, I think so involved each and every type of question there is available that might appear in the exams, and if you pay particular attention to it, and if you just cover the questions part even, because some of the students say, okay, what's new in the topics that we are studying. Some of have O level background, C level background, some don't, even they are very good in metric and intermediate exams. So what they want a lot of practice. That's the only thing that they want. They are not focused on the concept so much because they have strong concepts, but when it comes to the aptitude test, the only thing they are lacking is that they are unable to come up with the appropriate answer. So today our main focus will be on the practice material, and I am trying to solve as many questions as possible and to cover as many questions as possible in this lecture series. Now coming to question number 6. Question 6. Okay, it says, so question 6 says 4x is equals to 144. Okay, so what do you have to find? You have to find x over 4. So means that if I divide this equation by 16, right, if I divide this by 16, I would end up with the value same as this 4x. So similarly I have to divide 144 by 16 as well. Okay, so now you just have to simplify. 4 times 4, 4 times 36 and 9. So the answer is option B, that is 9. Now coming to question number 7. Question 7 states the arithmetic mean of two numbers is m. If one of the numbers is 12, what is the other number? I have a tendency of using this method particularly. How we can calculate it, I have already mentioned in the lectures. The mean is being calculated. You put the mean value over here, the number of terms over here, and the sum goes over here, right? So what's the mean? Mean is required of two numbers. So number of terms over here, the mean value is m. So what's the sum? The sum is equals to 2m. Okay. If one of the numbers is 12, now one of the numbers is 12, right? So this 2m minus 12 would be the other number that is being asked and required. So if I take 2 common, now if you look at this, nothing will fit in, and this is the key, right? You will go, okay, perhaps there is a printing mistake or you mark C and you end up with a wrong answer, right? You have to take 2 common, m minus 6. Now look, does any one of the answer matches with your question with the part that you have solved? Yes, it's part D. Please fellas, each one of us are very good in maths, some of them are not, so even they should focus and concentrate on these niggles and these niggles. If you are just making these silly mistakes, at the end of the exams you will end up on the wrong side, and nobody wants to do this. Okay, I have made this clear in this lecture. These two questions we have done the 8 one previously. Now let me check. Okay. Question number 1 of this paper. It is now March. What month will be after the 100th month from now? Okay. So March, right? March is the third month, right? So if you add 10 months afterwards, right? Why I am saying that you have to add 10? Because if I divide 100 in the multiple of 10, I would say okay 10 times, so it would be easier for me to calculate. So they are saying that it is March now. Okay. So what will be the month after the 100 months from now? Either I would divide it by 12, that would become easier. Okay, after 12 months, March would be there. Okay, after 12, March would be there. So 100 divided by 12, what we would be ending up with? 100 times 8 is 96. Then we have a value of 4 over 12. It means that after this, I would be stuck on March. After 8 times, I will be there in March, right? And adding 4 months. What will come after March? April, May, June, and then after that we have what? July, the option. That is C. Please students try to focus on these shortcuts rather than going long. Some students have a tendency of making a series. They are very good in maths. They are very good in the quantitative part. They start making series. Okay, 100 months, these months, this. And when you look at the clock, the time is running fast and you are just stuck. Okay, now what should I do? And then you mark the wrong answers of other questions which you might have scored a lot better if you had wanted to. Now question number 2. Okay, this was question 1. Now question number 2. It says that 3x plus 1 is equals to 240. Excuses more. Okay, so I can write it? I can write it like this, and then if any one of you can go till this step, this is an easy question of I, because it doesn't require much effort except that you just need to go over here. If you can break this part 3x plus 1 into this form, then it becomes easier. So 3x is equals to 243 over 3, that becomes 3x is equals to 81. And if I can express this, it would become 3 power 4 this. So x is the 4. The part D is the correct answer. Similarly, for question number 3, Ali and Umar share an apartment. If each month Ali pays X dollars and Umar pays 100 Y dollars, what percentage of the total cost Ali pays? So this is a simple extended ratio question. Now how you would be solving it is that the total amount that they are paying is X plus Y. So first look at the question and which one says the denominator is X plus Y, it is only 1. Right? It's the only one answer, that is D, and you have to mark it D because that's the only one option available. Just to cross reference and cross check it, I would say 100 and multiply by 100. So yes, the numerator also balances and it fits in. So look fellas how quickly I have ended up with it. It didn't even take me much long. Now question number 4. If x is increased by 10% and y is decreased by 10%, the resulting number will be the same. Right? If x is increased by 10% and y is decreased by 10%, right, the resulting numbers will be the same. What is the ratio? What is the ratio x to y? Now you don't have the values but you have the answers given, right? So the ratio asks important thing. What will come on the top? Most of the students say, okay, what will come first, X or Y? First thing, X will come first. Now X is increased by 10% and Y is decreased by 10%, right? Now you just have to plug in the values, theta, plug in the answers. And always start from the middle part. I start with C. Okay, if 4 is increased by 10%, okay. Now the first thing you have to also look at is that the first number, the numerator is increased and the denominator is decreased, right? So numerator is increased, the denominator has been decreased. So you have to find a number that has a smaller, right? A smaller numerator than denominator. That's the key. That it has a smaller numerator than denominator. Just let me. So, okay. So how many of these have a smaller numerator? There are one, two. The first two options. So one of them might be correct. One of them might be wrong. Okay. So 3 is increased by 10%. It is 3 over 4. Yes. 3 over 4. So this one multiplied by 110. This multiplied by 90%. You are ending up with a value. 3 times 3. So 11 is the first one. The value that is coming at the bottom is 12. So it is 11 over 12. The resulting number is not the same value, right? It should be in the same ratio. Okay, how about 9 and 11? Well, 9 over 11 multiplied by 110 over 90, and you can clearly see that it balances out and it cuts and it, it gives the real answer, and that is option B. Right? Option B is the correct answer. Again, you can have directly found a shortcut. Okay, multiply by 10%. Increase means 110, so 11 will come at the top and 9 will come at the bottom because the lower number is being decreased, right? So these are the small and key elements of the test that you have to consider. Again, please focus on the practice questions lot more, because these are the ones most students have a tendency of sparing and revising again and again all the concepts. They are repeating them, they are memorizing them, and when it comes to the real exams, they say, okay, now what should I do? How should I attempt it? They are unaware of the concepts and how to implement the question at first. What parts to look at, what parts you don't have to look at. I have used each and every type of question and I have tried to explain them with the help of past papers as well and other material. Please don't lose this test. This is essential for your career, and I hope that each one of you gets the desired result. This is the end of this session organized by Sir Noor Ali. Sorry, the instructor is Sir Noor and organized by StudySpaceSpeaker.com.